You've developed some wonderful systems. So let's talk about some of those as well, and then get General Stubblebine to chime in. But please continue.
Let me suggest, thank you, Alex. Let me suggest that people go to our website and view a video there called Nutricide, Nutricide. This is of extreme importance. And by the way, Alex, we have to work out a way that you can carry this as part of the wonderful information that you disseminate. This Nutricide talks about the fact that this food genocide came out of World War II when the Nazi genocide failed, and it's tied intimately to the pharmaceutical industry. To go on, we decided that we had to demonstrate that it was possible to end world hunger and therefore eliminate 90% of world disease. And let me very quickly deal with the overpopulation issue. People say, yeah, but there really are too many people. The surest, quickest, and most efficient way to bring down the birth rate on a voluntary basis and enhance the quality of life in the community is to educate women, not to sterilize men and women. So we're talking about an alternative there. Women need to be educated, and that works in every culture, whether it's Muslim or Christian or atheist or whatever. So we decided that we needed to reclaim the production of food and demonstrate that it was possible to eliminate world hunger. We have some astounding technologies which have absolutely no environmental downside, but can increase food production by up to 600%, can increase nutrient density in food by up to 600%. That is simple to use. You don't have to put in electricity. You don't have to be able to read and write. We're teaching farmers, or we intend to teach farmers, exactly how to do that. At the same time, we intend to, by working with Father Godfrey and Zamaju from Benin, Africa, create an educational system here in Panama where we can teach farmers how to farm without pollution and how to create their own energy supply through methane digestion using the waste of the farm, human waste, animal waste, and agricultural waste. We don't need petroleum to have light, to have energy, to run our cars. Absolutely irrelevant. Besides the fact that it's so damaging economically and environmentally, we can teach farmers how to bring that to their communities. So we came to Panama, and we selected Panama for many, many reasons. And by the way, the place on the planet most likely to weather this economic cataclysm that's been delivered to us and will get worse and worse, we believe, the place best suited for stability economically is Panama. Very interesting. At the same time, we did not choose the hot, sticky areas of Panama. We chose the highlands of Panama, temperate, beautiful, bountiful, year-long spring-like weather, which means we have a 365-day growing season. And the foundation, Natural Solutions Foundation, has been able to purchase a piece of land that currently has 2 houses and will house a natural medical center and a series of teaching facilities, and a farm with 5 commercial greenhouses on it, which will allow us to protect against genetically modified genetic drift.
And by the way, as you know, I mean, a lot of other people are getting concerned and trying to do similar things. People, not just from the alternative media, but instinctively are moving out to farms, moving out to homesteads, are getting heirloom seeds, are getting ready. So I commend the research you're doing, because that's going to help so many people. So folks that want to find out more,
they better be thinking about it and better be taking action. Not just thinking about it, they need to take action, Alex, because if they don't, they're going to be missing the food that they need to sustain themselves.
Well, General, what would
not everybody can move to a farm, Alex? So
Victory Gardens?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of your listeners remember the Victory Gardens or have read about the Victory Gardens of World War II, but in order to save petroleum, in order to save labor, in order to allow people to continue to work in the industries that were producing the war machine, people were told that they needed to grow their own food, and that would help speed the victory against the enemy, the Germans and the Japanese. And indeed, people did grow their own food. They created what were called victory gardens, and they remembered again, even urbanized people remembered again how to grow their own food. Well, we need victory gardens on steroids.
And it's also fun. Well, I'll tell you what's happening in Austin. A lot of people are going out to pieces of property, 2, 3, 4 acres, and just growing masses of food. I know one fellow from his grandparents gave him, I think it's like 20 acres in the middle of town, and he's got a huge, garden there with 2 growing seasons a year. And so, absolutely, this is what humans are designed to do. So I hope folks will visit healthfreedomusa.org. They can sign up for your news alerts and information. They can get the videos and materials there on the site, and that will certainly support.
You can come to Panama. We invite people to come visit. We invite people to come learn, because we're going to be teaching urban people how to grow enough food to feed a family of 4 in 4 feet of square foot space. 4 square feet can feed a family of 4 fresh vegetables for an entire year with virtually no cost. You can do that in your apartment with a couple of grow lights. This is something that every single person can do, and we'll be launching a new newsletter.
Okay, stay there. We got a break. And in fact, we'll probably just skip this break, but here we go.
Now that the election is over and the
I'm going to go ahead and skip this break, John, for the internet-only audience. Dr. Laibow and General Stubblebine, we're going to be back to the full audience in a couple of minutes. I want to now shift gears, and I understand getting prepared, getting ready is the way to go. Obviously, videos are the way to really educate the whole world who can't come to Panama. And I know you guys have produced some great documentaries and talks. Are you planning to make some videos about what you're showing and doing down there?
Yes, you bet. And as a matter of fact, if you want to co-op that one, if you want to collaborate on that, Alex, I'd be thrilled.
Well, I'd love to, and I'm always pinned down here putting out a million different fires. But, I wouldn't mind coming down and seeing your operation in Panama.
We'd love to have you.
I've been down to Central America, but I've never been to Panama. So
we'd love to have you, Alex.
Absolutely. Well, what I'll do then is I'll certainly try to figure out some time to get down there before everything goes to hell in a handbasket. I envy you guys being up there in the mountain rainforest, because I'm, right here in the.
Beautiful.
I bet it is magnificent.
The facility here is almost beyond imagining. You stick anything in the ground and it flourishes. Unfortunately, even though it's illegal in Panama, the government of Panama is releasing genetically modified organisms at a ferocious clip, and I have compiled a dossier on that and have presented it to a number of people that I thought might be able to do something about it.
That is my next question. We'll be back in 2 minutes. I want to get into that area, because I was going to ask you about Brazil and Panama and Africa, and even in the U.S. and Canada, they've caught them. This has been in major news, as you know, but for the audience, where companies are putting their seeds out, planting their test fields next to major farming growth belts of similar crops to contaminate everything. And I want to talk about that agenda. And General Stubblebine can speak to this. Take Iraq. One of the first things they did was make the Iraqis only take GMO crops.
That's right.
And
exactly right.
So again,
I think as I recall, it's in their constitution that's the only thing they can use.
Yes. So reading the IMF and World Bank documents, the UN biological diversity assessments, and others, they admit this is a weapon. This isn't even denied. And so it's all about destroying these ancient cultures, these ancient varieties, making these countries dependent when only GMO is in their country. So, and I know you guys know this better than I, but for the audience, some may not know it. Let's walk through what they're doing in Iraq, what they're doing in Africa, what you've caught them doing in Panama. I know in Brazil it's super illegal, but they go in spending money to contaminate things, and why that's so important. We'll be back in 1 minute, okay?
He's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone in a time of need. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and fighting and riding on his horse. He's going the distance.
Yeah. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Got about 40 minutes left with our guest. I guess 36 minutes to be technical. I want to take a few calls for our guest, specifically on Codex Alimentarius, specifically on GMO, the poisons, the toxins in the food, coming up in the next final segments at 1-800-259-9231. Next on my list, I had Iraq forcing them in their constitution to only grow GMO. I mean, that's tyranny right there. Even if GMO was, quote, good, why make them only buy it from Monsanto? Again, they want to set precedents, go in, take over these ancient cultures. This is a weaponized system. General Stubblebine, speak to Iraq, and then Dr. Laibow has been exposing just in Panama how the internationalists are coming in at great expense to literally contaminate things with this, even when it's illegal.
Well, in Iraq, they couldn't even save their native seeds. In other words, they had to use the GMO.